with Uber XL, you start off in the morning, and it's a long run, right? So it may take you like to Westlake Village to pick someone up, but then it usually heads into town, right? And those are decent trips with an XL or with an SUV. Now, SUV and black in LA and Orange County, it's closed. They've closed the category.
Yeah, I've heard that, yeah.
Right? So, good for me owning cars and being grandfathered in and having the license to lease out those cars, but it's unfair towards the drivers that want to get into that category.
You can't.
You can't, right? So, and then there's also a lot of shenanigans in LA with people, what's happening at the airport. You know, there's a lot of nonsense going on, I think, that they're very aware of and not doing anything about. But, you know, UberX is a nice platform to start with if you own your own car and you try it out for a few months and you figure out, you know what, I know the game, and you know what, I'm maybe going to go out and lease or buy because I've saved up a little bit of money for a down payment. All you have to do is save up a little bit of money for a down payment, $2,000-$3,000. You walk in and you get yourself a Honda Odyssey or a Toyota Sienna, right? And you actually then start making money. But there's a lot of people that'll leave UberX because they're just too frustrated. You make no money whatsoever with pool. It's a complete, utter waste of time.
I have pool here in Thousand Oaks, in this area. I only get pool when I end up in the valley. Like I dropped somebody off at the Burbank Airport this morning, and I'm working my way back, so I get those pool rides. Well, it's an extreme pleasure meeting you.
No, likewise. I respect.
Now, can I'm gonna tap into your experience because I ran into a situation, and I know. I got a ticket at Burbank Airport for not having my sticker.
Okay.
So I got to pay for that, right?
Right. They don't pick up the tab.
Yeah. So.
Right.
So how do I pay for that? Will they deduct it from my earnings?
Well, you got. Did they give you a citation, or they said they're gonna send you the citation? They gave you the citation.
They gave me a citation, and the guy said, "Well, I played dumb." I said, "I have no idea."
What I would do is I would go to court.
Yeah.
I would appeal it and just say, hey, I did do the airport process on the thing, and they've been taking the time to send it to me, but I've completed everything that I need to, Your Honor, you know, and that's it, right? Because they're obviously delaying the permit. They take forever to get you that permit. Some people have ready.
To do a drop off, you got to have the LA permit. If you go to LAX.
Well, they're more hardcore at Burbank. At LAX in a busy time, there's no one really monitoring you. You're in and out, right? Like if you're Southwest Airlines at one, you park at the back. Generally, you get the person out very quickly. They take their baggage and they're out. You know, once in a while, there are 2 or 3 bikes at LAX that are patrolling, and they pull you over, right?
Yeah, but I've never. I mean, I don't do pickups at LAX. If I ever get a drop
forget
off,
it. Pickups are absolute waste of time, and then there is some system there going on where there's some preferential treatment. I'm pretty convinced about this. And then, you know, suddenly you're kicked out, and then you have to start at the top of the queue again. It happens a lot with the SUVs, right? And then there's a specific crowd that always sits there that works as a little syndicate at the airport. Strangely enough, they're getting all the rides. So whatever's going on, there's something going on there.
Yeah, it's too bad Uber doesn't incentivize their good drivers. You know, the only incentive they're offering right now, since I started doing this, is the referral one.
Yes. And I mean, it could be their demise and their downfall if they don't. If the new guy that's coming in doesn't, you know, they're not giving a president title anymore. They're calling him a COO, a Chief Operating Officer. You need to have someone in the company that understands the operations, who's been in your seat and my seat, who's been a driver and a passenger, who's been in different cities, who's spoken to different drivers, right?
Yeah.
You need a hands-on guy who's earned the living the hard way. That's the only guy who's able to enforce change. Not someone coming from Target that they bring across for an astronomical salary, that thinks he's going to jump in the car. This Jeff Jones, thinks he's going to jump in the car one time, and then he bails out and takes the parachute. Why? Because it's getting a little bit tough for him. Does not know how to deal with all the sexual harassment issues that are going on. Does not know how to deal with the repercussions of the Kalanick story, and he leaves right after 6 months. It's just not cut out for the job.
Well, I even read that it's bonus season at Uber, and that a lot of their programmers or staff were just waiting for their bonuses to jump ship.
Yeah, and I'm surprised that Juno has not made a move, in LA or San Francisco. I mean, they've spent way too long in New York. I think that a lot of drivers, and I've heard pretty good things from New York drivers about, I've been in New York, I've driven with Juno drivers. I've heard pretty good feedback as far as, how the drivers are being respected at their job, and that they're real people to talk about real issues. You can't contact support and have a generic answer, and then you write back again and you have the same generic person. No disrespect to the people in India, love them all, right? But
is that where they're
I think it's in Hyderabad, but and they're trying their best, right? But they're truly not here on the ground facing the frustrations that the drivers have.
It's the customer service is I've never seen.
They'll have to spend 20, 30, 50 million dollars to revamp the entire customer service. They need live people. They need like boots on the ground here in the United States to talk,
I agree with you wholeheartedly. All my life I've dealt with customer service. I'm in the mortgage business.
Oh, cool.
And I'm getting back on my own. I was working for a bank, dealt with the banks, and I've always dealt with the public all my life.
Right.
And I can tell you that as Uber, for the consumer, it's a great service. I use it. My wife uses it.
Yes.
It's a great service. It's reasonably priced, convenient, accessible.
Very true.
But for the drivers,
yeah.
And I'm not, and just like in any other profession, you have good drivers and bad drivers. Because I've seen some bad drivers on the road.
Oh yeah.
If I see a guy with his windows rolled up and his Uber stickers and Lyft, and he's smoking a cigarette, can you imagine being a passenger?
Yeah.
Getting into that vehicle?
Forget it. Right.
Or it's.
In fact, I've taken a lot of Ubers where you got in the car and it just smelled like smoke, right?
Yeah. When I started doing this, that's why I got this headpiece. He said, make sure you invest in a good earpiece.
Exactly.
Make sure you get in a good mount. I have always had mints and guns for my clients. I stopped doing that.
Yeah, no, I
just stopped doing it.
It's an expense. I mean, it's a
it's a minimal expense.
Yeah.
I got the charger for my
always a great.
I need my Android. I don't have one.
See what I liked it right in the beginning when I got in the car. You established what phone I had, and you asked me which is great because right there and then you're sending a very strong message to the passenger, which means like, hey, I care about you. In what way or fashion can I help out? And it's the tiniest gesture, right?
I do that. Is it too cold? Is it too hot?
You can hit a right here in the first driveway, right?
Do you want me to turn off the radio? You have a preferential station right here?
Yeah, turn right here and then right at the end left.
And you live here?
Yeah, I've a place here and I have a house in Marina Del Rey.
Okay.
And my cars are on Tahunga and Ventura.
Okay.
I have a workshop there, so I service the cars and.
Well, it was definitely a pleasure meeting.
Oh, likewise, my friend. I really.
It was a pleasant surprise, and
I didn't mean to shock you like that. I love having a good conversation and hearing some good feedback. You know what I mean? It's just a little bit further on the left, past that.
Well,
past
it seems
that
like
car.
You do understand
I appreciate
what we go through.